What is up, everyone? It is Ice Cap News, back with another video, and I have some great news to report to you, and that is that the St. Louis Blues have defeated the Boston Bruins in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final to win their first in franchise history by a score of 4-1. Last night was a great game. All I have to say is that Jordan Binnington, goaltender of the St. Louis Blues, absolutely stole the Stanley Cup for the St. Louis Blues. So, this is how the game went. We're going to start off with the first period. All Boston. The Bruins absolutely dominated the first period. The Blues started off, they got the first shot on goal, and they came out with a nice, really quick start to the game. But, no, that wasn't the start of something good. The Bruins absolutely took control of the momentum. It was all Boston until a turnover resulted in a Blues goal. At that point, it was 7-1 in the shot total in favor of Boston. So the first shot that the Blues actually took was a goal, and that was by Ryan O'Reilly on a deflection. Now, the first period was a really interesting period. It was a good period. Boston, all Boston. Bennington, all Bennington. Jordan Binnington was on his A game. He stole the Stanley Cup. He stole the game from the Boston Bruins. So at this point, the Blues are winning 1-0 because of a goal by Ryan O'Reilly, and it was a deflection. Nothing really Rask could do about it. Right to the 5-hole. Again, shots are 7-1 Boston. Now, time is winding down the first period. About under a minute to go. The Bruins are still maintaining pressure in the Blues zone. Now, I'm just thinking, okay, Boston, they're going to break through eventually, right? No, that didn't happen. Instead, another turnover happened at the center ice. The Blues come up with it with just under 10 seconds to go in the first period, and none other than Captain Alex Pietrangelo put a goal home for the St. Louis Blues on the backhand to make it 2-0 Blues going into the second period. Now, again, I saw a lot of people complaining about a too many men in the ice call. That should have been against the Blues while they were on the penalty kill. It wasn't really. I didn't really catch it. Neither did the refs. And Eddie Olczyk kind of brought it up, but it really wasn't a big deal. Missed call. Big deal. It happens. It's Game 7. You're not going to get those calls. Let's go now to period 2. 2-0 Blues. Binnington is standing on his head. I think he made 15 saves in that first period against Rask, who let in 2 goals, and he really only faced 4 shots. So now, let's go to the second period. Now the momentum has kind of evened out. It's kind of a back-and-forth game. Back and forth. Blues and Bruins going at it. Very even. Goaltenders making saves left and right. You got an even game. You got a good game. And this game is far from over, mind you. Now, goaltenders. Let me just give something to say this really quick. Tuukka Rask, he had a good game. Okay, he had a good game. He showed up for his team. It's unfortunate that he had to lose for the Boston Bruins, but again, the Bruins just couldn't break through, and Jordan Binnington was the difference maker. For a 21-year-old kid to do that against an experienced Boston Bruins team is absolutely surreal, and he deserves all the credit in the world. So anyway, second period, not much to talk about. Back and forth, again, not much to talk about. End of the second period, 2-0. Now, fast forward to the third period. You get to about midway, it's still 2-0, and the Bruins cannot get a puck into the net. They cannot get it past Jordan Binnington. He has been everywhere, cat-like reflexes, making beautiful saves left and right, and getting help from his defense, which was extremely important last night. Now, 9 minutes to go in the third period, the Blues rush up the ice. And they weren't really getting too many great chances in that third period. They were kind of just playing defensively and kind of trying to waste the clock a little bit. Pin up against the boards, good forechecks, stuff like that. Not really going too hard on offense. But now, the Blues got a good chance. So moving up the right side, the puck was kind of pinned up against the boards. And David Perron, unbelievable job of holding that puck up against the boards and killing as much time as he could. It did kill a good 15 seconds. The Blues come out with it, and they rush up the ice. The puck is shifted over to the left side, where Vladimir Tarasenko, who is pretty quiet in this game and pretty quiet in this series up until this point in this game. Tarasenko moves up the ice, and he kind of dumps it in, but it stays in that, the corner on the right side of Tuukka, his blocker side. Mind you, Tarasenko is a defenseman coming towards him. I believe it is Matt Gritslick. I am not sure. So Tarasenko going to the corner, and this is such a great mindful play by Vladimir Tarasenko. It really is the reason why they scored. He's rushing up down to the left corner, right side. Tuukka Rask goes to get the puck before he goes to receive the puck, he looks behind him and he looks what options he has. This is huge. This is a great hockey IQ. This is a great skill set. Mindset was there. He looked back and he saw that had a streaking Braden Shen coming right down the middle, right down Broadway. He wheels around, gets a perfect tape-to-tape pass right on the stick of Braden Shen, and he bangs it home on a one-timer right into the just missed off the post, right past the left pad of Tuukka Rask, and just like that, it is 3-0 St. Louis. Wow. It was really just such a quick play. It happened so quickly, but when you slow it down, it really shows you how good the St. Louis team really is, and they deserve the win. So now it is 3-0. Boston fans are kind of losing hope. They can't get anything past Jordan Binnington. He's literally been everywhere. The Blues defense is doing a great job of moving up with that Blues. They're moving up with the Bruins forwards. So picture this. The Bruins forwards are rushing up into the ice. But then you have the Blues forwards that have played great defense all playoffs long and all season long. They move up with the Bruins forwards or whoever their opponent is, and they have a great forecheck, and they cause turnovers. So now, it's going to happen again. The Bruins, 8 minutes to go in the period. In the game, this is it. This is their last shot. They need to score now. They get a little too aggressive. They try to all come in. Turnover. The Blues capitalize off of a goal from Zach Sanford. None other than Sanford. He's had an awesome postseason. He buries one on the one-timer. I forget who was the pass by. I think the pass was by Pietrangelo. I could be wrong. But Zach Sanford puts one home, and it is now 4-0 Blues with just over 4 minutes to go in the third period. Now, this game is over. The Blues, and from there on in, the Bruins did score one. It was Matt Gritslick. He scored with just over 3 minutes to go. And barring a miracle, this game was over. So, 4-1. The Bruins couldn't really get anything going. They pulled the empty net. Never really had a good chance on goal besides one shot that was denied by Jordan Binnington. And just like that, count it down from 10, the St. Louis Blues are your 2019 Stanley Cup champions by a final of 4-1. Again, the goal scorers for the Blues, it was O'Reilly, Shen, Sanford, and Pietrangelo. And for the Boston Bruins, it was Matt Gritslick. That was it. Jordan Binnington, absolutely great game. He robbed the Boston Bruins of a Stanley Cup in TD Garden, in Boston, on the road, as a rookie, and he did it. He got the job done. So kudos to my man, Jordan Binnington. Huge fan. Great job. And to the Blues, congratulations for your first Stanley Cup in franchise history. And for the Bruins, you had a great season. It's unfortunate for you guys to end it that way. But there's always next year. Great team. They'll be back again. So congratulations to the Boston Bruins. Now, my awards for the NHL Stanley Cup Final. My playoff MVP for the Blues, It's Ryan O'Reilly. He took on that captaincy role, even though Pietrangelo is the captain. He was the captain on offense. He was going full throttle, and he turned it up from that second round on. First period was a little straight. I'm sorry. Yeah, second round on. And he did it. He absolutely drove that offense, and the Blues were an absolute full throttle. Now, my runner-up for playoff MVP, Jaden Schwartz. What a playoff for Jaden Schwartz. He had 11 goals in the regular season. He gets 12 in the playoffs. Mind you, he played almost all 82 games in the regular season versus 16, and he already beat his goal total. What a postseason, including 4 assists. Great postseason and great hockey from none other than number 17, Jaden Schwartz. My defenseman for the Blues for the final, Colton Parayko. It's not Pietrangelo because Parayko was absolutely marvelous in this series. He stole about 2 goals from the Bruins that could have been series changers, game changers. I could be standing here telling you guys that the Boston Bruins are your 2019 Stanley Cup champions, maybe if it weren't for the play of Colton Parayko. He was a great player. He was a huge impact player, and he is a big reason why that Blues defense did so well and why this team is hoisting the Stanley Cup right now in Missouri. And then my Vezina Trophy between Binnington and Rask. I don't know why I just said Smith. Binnington and Rask. It's going to be, for me, it's going to be Jordan Binnington. Just because of Game 7. Yes, Tuukka Rask got a better series. Yes, he did. Got to give him that. But when the cards flip over and it's do or die, it's Game 7. You win it. You lose, you're done. Jordan Binnington showed up. Tuukka Rask did not even come close to Binnington's play. He couldn't match it. No matter what the situation was, he could not match the play of Jordan Binnington. He stole this game from the Bruins. Plain out and simple, the Bruins didn't play a bad game. They played a good game. They were all over the Blues. At some points in the game, they just could never break through, and it was a momentum shifter for St. Louis, and they turned that into goals. When you get great play from your goaltender, it's a game changer. And for that, last night, it was the play of Jordan Binnington. So now, that is it for me. The Blues are your Stanley Cup champions. Awesome to see Layla Anderson get to hoist the Stanley Cup with Colton Parayko. Great moment. Jay Bouwmeester also won his first Stanley Cup. It took him 1,884 NHL games, but he did it. Congratulations, Jay. You're a great defenseman. No one will ever take that away from you. You deserve it. And again, this is it. Ice Cap News with it. You hear it here. It is your St. Louis Blues 2019 Stanley Cup champions. Went to 7 games against the Boston Bruins. Your final is 4-1. Thank you for watching. I am Ice Cap News. Please subscribe, turn on post notifications, and like this video. And also comment your playoff MVP. Not even just from between the Blues and the Bruins. It can be very well. But your playoff MVP. And also comment, what videos do you want me to make? I'm going to have a video right after this, so please comment what you want to see. I appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And closing out, the Blues are your 2019 Stanley Cup champions.